The best sneaker to have in 2025, and this is the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s in that midnight navy colorway. Now we got an unboxing review and on feet review. So with that being said, we're in for a treat. And who doesn't know about the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s at this point? If you don't know, man, I don't know what to say to you at this point. But with that being said, go ahead and comment down below your favorite pair of Asics. I ain't gonna lie, for me, I gotta go with probably the Gel 1130s. They look basically the same thing as the Gel-Kayano 14s, but it's just like more affordable, and I think they got more colorways. But correct me if I'm wrong. Let's go ahead and get straight into this video.
Back again with another video, and today we gotta pick up
video will be in the description as always if you do want to tap in. I see we got some Travis in the background. We can't skip those Travises right here. We got a valid sneaker collector right here. We got some Travises. We got a whole bunch of like wall stuff. We got Cactus Jack. We got a pair of Jordan 1s on the wall.
Sneakers to
fire.
Right now.
Ooh, we got another pair of Travises sneaking in right here. If y'all can see.
25. Alright, this pickup is a part of my 4-part series of my post-Thailand trip. Basically, as you guys have heard in my previous video, and if you have not seen that, make sure to go check that out afterwards.
Oh, and hot take. I didn't even go over this. Do y'all think the Asics Gel-Kayano 14 is the best sneaker to have in 2025? I feel like that's very subjective. I feel like whatever you may like, I may not like. But I feel like this is a great title at that. I don't know if it's the best sneaker to have. I feel like it's probably one of the best. For many reasons. One could be versatility. Another could be just affordability. And just the comfort that comes with it. But with that being said, y'all let me know y'all thoughts.
I was in the airport, and when I'm bored and I'm waiting for a flight, I make some irrational decisions. And I ended up buying 4 pairs of sneakers. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It happened.
Irrational decisions right before the plane. Bro's about to spend money on the trip he's about to go to, and bro's spending more money.
And today is part 2. Make sure to go check out my first pickup of the Off-White All Hallows Eve colorway.
Blazer mids.
I did that last week.
Those look hard.
Today we're going over another sneaker once again. Well, actually, the sneaker is something that I've owned in the past. You have seen it on my channel. However, I ended up selling that pair because I just wasn't rocking with that colorway anymore. I just felt like it was so mainstream and everyone had it, and it was getting overplayed. So I decided to get rid of that one to buy a new colorway. This one I actually like a lot more, and I'm hoping that I could style it. So with that being said, let's open up the box, and I cannot wait to see these sneakers for myself. So this package was from GOAT, and basically I used my GOAT credit. Again, I had a lot of GOAT credit stocked up, and I decided, hey, why not just It's crazy how GOAT does these things where they give you credit, because it makes you feel like you're not spending any money on a pair of sneakers when you use the credit. However, you actually are, because it's the money that you've earned from selling your pairs of sneakers. So they make you feel like, oh wow, I get all these sneakers for free, and that's how they
no, you
at
don't.
the end of the day. Let's get the box open. I'm excited to see these in person. All right,
Midnight navy colorway.
As you guys can see, we do have an Asics box, and I actually did a video on my first pair when I got these in, and I believe it's probably one of the most viewed videos on my channel. I think if not the most viewed one. So make sure to go check that out afterwards, but I'm gonna review the shoe first. So let's open up the box. We got the GOAT tag.
GOAT tag in it.
Let's put that aside. And in 3, 2, 1. Sheesh!
They look black, no?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I think I see a little bit of that blue.
As you guys can see, we do have the Asics Gel-Kayano.
These is cool. I don't really see too much blue in it. I kind of see some blue right here on the midsole. But for me, I could lie to y'all. If I had to get me a pair of Asics Gel-Kayanos, they're gonna be that classic OG colorway where it got that gray, that black, that white. That's me personally.
In the midnight,
I feel like you can't go wrong with those. Any fit you throw on, it's gonna work.
No, I originally owned
but
the black
I need one of these
pair.
tables right here.
I called it the plum pair because there was a little hint of purple. And at first, I really liked it. I thought it was very neutral. I could rock you with anything. And then after a while, I just saw so many people rocking the same colorway. I mean, I know that Asics Gel-Kayano 14s are hot, but guys, you gotta have some variety. You cannot all just keep wearing these same colors that everyone else is wearing. So I got a little bit tired of it and I wanted something a little more unique. With that being said, I decided to sell that pair, and I really had my eyes on this pair. I mean, I did have some regrets on not copping this for the first time, but now I have them, and you know, what can I say? But these are absolutely better, and I love the blue on it. I feel like this gel technology, I'll talk about it in just a second, but like, just look at the gel. Doesn't it remind you of like a blueberry dum dum? Like, I don't know. You guys
Said
like
a
candy
blueberry
a lot.
dum dum.
This just looks
Man,
like
I haven't heard
it
of
could
dum
be,
dums
like,
in a
blueberry
minute.
flavored. And I'm not gonna lie, a couple months back in November, they did restock on Asics website, and unfortunately at that time I didn't have too much money that I could spend on sneakers, so I decided to sleep on these, and after a while they just sold out. So I was really sad about that, but the good side is that on GOAT they were pretty much selling them close to retail price, but still after shipping and tax I still have to pay a good amount. You know what, it is what it is. I have the shoe in hand and I'm just happy about that at the end of the day. For those of you guys who don't know about sneaker culture right now, Asics Gel-Kayano 14s are one of the most comfortable sneakers that any sneakerhead could own in today's age. Right now in 2025, everyone is pretty much prioritizing comfort over hype, so we're ditching all the...
And if y'all want some more videos on game, man, make sure that subscribe and notification bell, because I'm literally updating y'all every single day. I'm going to keep the playlist somewhere up here in the info card, but make sure you watch this video throughout and then go ahead and check it out after the video. And I'm telling you, I got videos on like New Balance buyer's guides, I got sneaker trend videos, essentials videos, all of that.
Going for the Y2K inspired runners, and the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s is probably one of the most prominent examples of that. With the gel technology in the back, it makes the sneaker very comfortable. When you're walking in them, there is extreme
Man, you know it's cold out there, bro. Got a whole jacket on.
In the sneaker. I'm not gonna lie, not everyone likes the look of the Gel-Kayano 14s because they look so dad-like, and you know, they almost look like a pair of shoes that you would get at like Payless or Stride Ride, if you guys remember having those back in the day. However, I kind of get used to it
Payless, y'all.
And plus, with the aesthetic of today's trends, they really complement any pair of pants that you wear them with. Nowadays, it's all about the baggy look. It's all about the sporty, athletic look. Not so much the skinny jeans. And yeah, these would not look good with skin-tight pants. But now with the relaxed look, these look really good when you pair them with your outfits. It just gives off a vintage aesthetic, and I think that's what a lot of people like about the shoe overall. So yeah, this pair that I have right here is exclusive in women's sizing, so I had to get an 11.5, which correlates to a 10 in men's, and they still fit just fine. So if you're trying to go for any Asics sneakers in women's sizing, you can just go a whole size and a half up, and they will be your true to size sneaker. I just love this colorway so much because you can wear this with anything, and yeah,
I feel like the more and more that I look at this sneaker, it's like the more and more I don't like it. I don't know if you have had that like in a similar situation where it's like, or even like the more and more you look at someone, the less you like them, if that makes sense, or the more the more imperfections you find. But it's like, I thought I would like this sneaker, but this may not be a sneaker for me.
Palettes of white or cream on them, and it's just a good.
Might have been on a little hype train for a little moment.
Starting off with the upper, on the mudguard we do have the synthetic tumble leather in this metallic reflective panel right here, and pretty much every Asics Gel-Kayano 14 has that. If not, then it's usually in suede. And then we also have our usual outlining for the Gel-Kayano 14s that just makes it unique, and you guys see it right here in black. Transitioning to the upper, we do have a white mesh construction, and it's obviously supposed to make it very breathable, very comfortable. Now on top of that white mesh upper, we do have a cream panel, again in this synthetic material, and it's supposed to kind of contrast the rest of the white coloring. As you guys see right here, you know, it kind of adds some character to the sneaker, making sure that it's not an all white kind of shoe. One thing about the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s that I've noticed in the past is that there are so many different patternings, and I cannot even explain them all. But again, you have a little bit of outlining here. On the side, you have a bunch of like 7 looking shapes, right? On the laces, you have a bunch of lines.
Today, I'm going to show you how to do the Japanese natural Ozempic. No fluff.
Drawn throughout. So I can go over all of this, but I feel like I don't even know how to explain it myself. There's just a lot going on when it comes to this sneaker. But as we go over to the laces, we do have some white rope laces, and there's no additional laces, but this
looks
is the
super lightweight. That's one thing I can tell.
Typical for Asics Gel-Kayano 14. Moving up to the tongue area, we do have the Asics logo in a leather panel in cream. Below that, we have the lace hold in cream as well. Moving over to the side profile of the sneaker, we do have the onitsukatiger logo. Now, it does look like it's in black. However, it stays true to the theme of the sneaker, and it's actually in navy. Same thing for the inner side of the sneaker as well. We have the onitsukatiger logo once again. As we move over to the back of the sneaker, we have more of this metallic reflective panel, this time in this synthetic material. And then we have the gel logo on the back tab of the sneaker. Now on the back side of the outer profile of the sneaker, we do have Gel-Kayano 14 written into the shoe, which obviously is a description of the name of the model. Moving over to the midsole of the sneaker, first off, we have this cream foam midsole. Below it, this is where we have the technology of the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s. You have that gel technology, which is so squishy and makes the sneaker so comfortable when you step into it. Now you have the gel technology both on the back part of the midsole and a little bit on the front as well. I love it because it definitely looks like Jello. It always reminds me of like a dessert. As we move over to the outsole sneaker, we do have our traditional Asics Gel-Kayano 14 outsole patterning. This time it's in this black, gray, and cream colorway. One thing that I also love is on the middle part, we do have this carbon fiber plate that provides some extra support to the shoe. Moving over to the sock liner of the shoe, we do have I thought plates are only for super shoes and racing shoes. However, on the inner of the tag, we do have a navy blue color, which gives it a little bit of pop. And then finally, as we move over to the insole of the sneaker, this is our Asics Gel-Kayano 14 insole, which is honestly very thick and soft. It's a foam midsole and it looks very comfortable. And yeah, overall, Asics Gel-Kayano 14s, one of the most comfortable sneakers I've ever owned. And I'm glad that I finally have a colorway that I'm gonna rock. And who knows, maybe I'll get tired of this one, but the beauty of it is that there are so many different colorways that you can just choose from, and they're all kind of ranging between the same price, so you can pretty much just sell your pair if you don't want anymore, and within a week I'm sure they're gonna go, because Asics Gel-Kayano 14s are just on the rise when it comes to demand. But when it comes to Asics lifestyle sneakers overall, the Gel-Kayano 14s are one of the most expensive ones, retailing at a price of $150. And because they're so popular, a lot of people are going to buy them and they're going to get sold out really fast. So you may have to resort to the aftermarket. However, because they're not entirely a hype, you can pretty much find them for close to retail, a couple of bucks more, but you can pretty much be at ease when it comes to buying resale. You know, it's so crazy that when you look at the sneaker market nowadays and you go into a consignment shop, they don't really want your Jordan 1s, they don't want your Yeezys anymore, they want Asics.
Right.
I mean, who would have thought in 2016 that if we looked forward 10 years later that we'd be looking at Asics taking the sneaker market by storm? It's honestly very crazy and hard to believe, but this is the reality that we live in right now. And honestly, every time I wear them, I like them. I mean, you're probably gonna see more Asics sneakers in my collection in the future, and hopefully I can buy a bunch of different models and one day I can compare to which model is the best in my opinion. So there we have it, the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s in the midnight navy colorway. Absolutely beautiful, and yeah, gonna be one of my dailies. All right guys, there we have it for today's video. Now I'd like to hear from you.
That is going to cap off the video. Let me know what you guys think about the Gel-Kayano 14s. For me, overall, 1 out of 10 scale rating, I would give this shoe a solid 7.6. It's not the best looking sneaker, but I have had it in person, and I know it's pretty lightweight. I know it's comfortable and things like that. And the price point isn't too bad, even though it is a pair of Asics. But I ain't gonna lie, if I was to get me a pair of Asics, it probably got to be the Gel NYCs. that Hidden NY collab where it was like a nice green and I believe gray, maybe even white. That was an amazing collab. I believe it came out 2024. But yeah, you guys let me know if you guys had to cop a pair of Asics. What would it be in that comment section down below? But for now, you guys, if you guys want to see some sneaker reviews just like this, but where I actually do it myself with the in-depth look and things like that, make sure to click the playlist right here, and I'll see you in that one.